Okay, we'll start the new Mamer. This is the ninth Mamer in Shir Hashimim. The Mamer lesוסתי ברכבי פרעה דימיתיך רעיתי. To the horse amongst the chariots of Pare, I have equated you, I have compared you, Ra'yoti, my beloved, my friend. This is Knesset Yisrael saying there is an idea of a horse, and he's comparing it to the horses of Pare. What is a horse? A horse brings the person to a space, to a place where the person cannot get on his own. So a horse is sort of a hamshocha. And the hamshocha comes through a horse that pulls you and brings you in a way of bittul, because the horse just goes, he doesn't have the understanding. He goes where and he goes with a force. The hamshochas milmayla, in order to come into this world and be able to do the birurim, they also come. We find the Hashem comes through riding the horse. The Odom, riding is like riding the horse. They're explaining that the level of Odom, which is the level of Torah mitzvahs, comes down through the horse, and the Aliyah goes through the horse. And that is the counterpart of the horses of Pare, as we'll see inside. Anyways, the pasuk says, "Lesוסתי ברכבי Pare," to my horse, the horse of the carriages of Pare, דימיתיך רעיתי. That's the way I compare it. Hine kesiv. The pasuk says, "Loi bigvuras asus yachpotz." Hashem does not want the power of the horse. It's not the strength of the horse. It's going to explain the horse is only what carries you, but it's the higher madrega, as we're going to explain. The idea is, when you ride, or if you ride on your horses, the Eibishter, so to speak, in the Navi, we find various different kind of riding vehicles. Compares it to a king that has a chariot, and sometimes he uses this horse, sometimes he uses another horse. But he says the same thing, he compares this. So we say, Ki meloshin im tirkab al susecha. If you ride on the horses, because Hashem can sometimes ride sort of on other kinds of means, and sometimes on horses. There are many different levels of ridings for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for Hashem. So you have, for example, you have Markeves Yecheskel. That wasn't the horse over there. Over there it was a ride, a Markova that you saw, Yecheskel saw. That was Pnei Aryeh, Pnei Shoir. There was a lion, there was a face of a lion, the face of an ox. And that was a carriage, al hakise. That's one level. Umerkeva Zechariah, and the Merkava that Zechariah's vision he saw over there was Susim Shchoirim, Susim Levenim, black and white horses. So that's one. That's Kisir Kava Al. Sometimes it's the Susim, sometimes it's the horses. Also, we say in the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, Dav Gimel Amud Beis, Ubelaylo my ka'avid. What does Hashem do at nighttime? The Gemara says over there. So he says, "Zeroichev al kruv kal shaloi v'shotchol." He is riding on a light cherub, and he's floating over the world. Ukemoshel hamelech, this is like, for example, a king. Sheyesh lekama mine merkovis. He has various kinds of carriages. Pam mishtamish b'merkovazu, upam b'merkovazu, and sometimes with this carriage and sometimes with this carriage. So there's different ways. Sometimes he goes on the Pnei Pnei Shir on the Merkava over there. Sometimes he goes on the Susim Shkoyer Levena. Sometimes he goes on the crow. Hine Kol B'chinas U'Madreges HaMerkava. All these riding, who rides in them? U'Legabe B'chinas Odom HaElyon. That is relative to the Odom HaElyon. The Madrege, we call the Supreme Odom, he is the one that rides on these Merkavas. As the Pasuk says, Ba'al Demus, Hakise Demus Ki Mare Odom. The Demus on the Kise is Demus Ki Mare Odom. So that Odom rides on this. The Odom represents the 248 limbs and the 365. See, that makes up a person. What is the Odom? The Eibishter's mitzvahs, which equal the mitzvahs loisas and the mitzvahs asay. That's the Odom. That's the corresponding. Those are the pikudim. Ramach pikudim shubchiras. Ramach mitzvahs asay. Those are the 248 mitzvahs asay. That's what a person has. 248 limbs. So you have 248 mitzvahs asay, which is Ramach Pikudim, which are the Ramach Evorim the Malka. Those are the 248 limbs of the king. That is the Odom over there. And then you have the Shasa Loisasa, which is the Shasa Gidim, which is also the makeup of a person through his Evorim, and the Gidim and the sinews make up the human being. Shehei Bechinas Oiros V'Kelim. The Evorim and the sinews are the lights and the Kelim. And therefore, V'Ramach Evorim is Bechinas Kelim. 204 in the R level Kelim. B'shasa Gidim and the 365 Gidim is Bechinas Oires HaMamshichim Hadam. Nefesh is the Chayis Evorim. Then you have the 365 sinews that are the Oires that draw down the blood. The blood is the Nefesh, which is the Chayis of the Evorim. Mamer Azal, like we say, that the loisasa is associated with Yud-K, that's the Odom, it's called the Yud-K. And that's the 365. K'mayim Razal, Yud-K im Shmi, when you add, the Hashem says, Zeh Shmi la'olam, Zeh Zichri la'olam, the Dor V'Dor, when he asked him, Ma Shmoi, what is the name? So Hashem says, Zichri, Zeh Shmi la'olam. So we say Yud-K, the first two letters of the name of Yud-K Vav-K, if you add it to Shmi, to the 350, you have the 365, and the 350 plus the Yud-K is 365. Those are the Loisaseh. The Zichri L'Olam, in Vav-K, if you add to the Zichri, which is 237, and you add the 11 of Vav-K, it becomes 348. Shasasa mitzvahs loisasa, the 365 loisa is mebchinas Yud-K, v'ramach mitzvahs aseh mevavke. So that is who is writing. Who is writing? That's the Odom. The Yud-K Vav-K, the Ramach, the Shasa, that's the writer, that's the Odom HaElyon. That's the one that is writing all these different Merkavis. B'chinas Adam Zeh. And this Adam Shubchinas Oires Vikelim, which is the level of Mamshcher Vikelim, Hamshochas Oire Sof Baruch Hu Baroros Betachtonim. Drawing down the Ein Sof Baruch Hu and shining B'chinas Yerida to bring it down Betachtonim in a level of Yerida V'Yishtalshalus, to bring it down, descending and evolving in the Sheishis Me'amaisa into the 6th day of creation. You have Yom Rishon b'Chesed. The first day, Sunday, is the level of Chesed. Monday is the level of Gvura. The Hamshocha. So bringing down these Adam, the various parts of the Adam, the Chesed, Gvura, in each day, that is the Adam that is Nimshach through the Susim. So that's the Hamshocha below. What's the point in the Hamshocha below is for later on, for the elevation, to bring up the Birurim. You bring down the Oires below so that later on they can bring up and be Mevarer from below to above. For Tachlis, you need this Hamadregel Vishtalshlus Oirin Sof Baruch Hu. V'Sheishis Me'amaisa. What is the goal, the Tachlis, of the descent of all these steps and the involving of the Eirin Sof Baruch Hu into the 6th day of creation? Ubichdei sheyi aliyah b'yom HaShabbos, so that there can be elevation on the day of Shabbos. Kinoida, like we know that ki yirida letzorech aliyah hi. Kinoida. Sheyi aliyah b'yom HaShabbos kinoida, that it should be an aliyah Shabbos. No, ki letzorech aliyah kinoida, as known that it's letzorech aliyah. During the weekdays, you have the Hamshocha of these Oires Vikelim. And on Shabbos, we elevate him. After we elevate him. The Hainu, Al Yidei Birure Malbushi Noiga V'chul B'Meisachar, through sorting out the garments of Noiga during the weekdays. So we elevate. That's why we need the Hamshochis to come of those Eirin Sof Baruch Hu from the level of Adam Davke. We need it specifically for Adam because it requires sorting out, requires battling with the Klippas, it requires battling with the Yetzer Hara, his Kafia and his Hapcha. You need a man. You need an Adam. Because a man, Davke, is the nature to conquer and do milchama, likaf yechulu, to subdue, and therefore be mevarer the nitzutzis. Okay, so we have a battle and we have to wage it. How do we battle this? The battle is we have a horse. Says in the pasuk sus muchal ma'milchama, a horse which is prepared for war. This is in the Mishlei Chof pasuk Lamed Aleph. Okay. Shebichdei leired lemokem hamilchama, in order to descend to the place of war. We have to have a running horse. Just like a horse runs to a space where the person cannot reach there because it's far away. So likewise, by way of example, because of this great descent from the rooftop, from a high rooftop, so that you should have the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, the infinite light, blessed be He who His name tells us He's an infinite light and no end. We want that light to be shoyre umizgale b'tachtonim, that it should be resting and revealed in the worlds below. Then we have to have the level of the chariot of horses that run to get you there. Okay. Yeshaya v'Yecheskel shahoyu bizman habayis v'korev loy. Yeshaya and Yecheskel were during the time of the Beis Hamikdash and close to the time of the Beis Hamikdash. Shahoz hoyu Yisrael b'maylel yoina, when the Yidden were on a high level. Lo hoyo oir ein sof baruch hu b'china sirid v'ashpol kakach. The Ein Sof was not in such a descent, was not so low, which means the space between Shabbos and Yom Tov was not, and the weekday was not so far. It's not so distant from Shabbos, and Lekach, Roas Hamerkova, they saw the chariot, B'Bchinas Pnei Aryeh Pnei Shoel Chulu. They saw it in a level of the Aryeh Pnei Shoel by Yecheskel. And over there, he says, Achayis noisos umenusos imakise. Saw them both. That the Chayis, the angels, the Chayis, they are carrying, but they're also being carried by the Kisei. Which means, Sha'akisei noiso oisom gamke. They too were carried by the Kisei. And the reason is, they are not so far away. The Chayis and the Kisei are not so far away. Sheyesh lahem eize shayches b'tzad ma legabei ha'oiris ein sof baruch hu harech v'aleim. They have somewhat of a connection, in some way, related to the oiris, to the ha'oris, to the shine of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, the one who rides on them, so they can be raised as well. Because that was on a higher level. Zechariah saw the horses. Zechariah he saw the chariot in a way of horse that are running. And they are not raised at all. They have no connection, relationship. There's no shaykhis and any grasping in that what rides on them. They're totally removed. The horse represents letters that have no understanding. It's just a horse, doesn't have, so it's riding him, but the rider, the sus has no connection to the rider. And the reason is because after the Beis Hamikdash, in the time of Zechariah, over there, the Malchus descended in exile. He bechinas hayedida sheloi bederech yeridas v'seder hamadregas. Over there, the descent is not in an orderly way. So there's no connection between the when Malchus comes down, between the rider and the susim. Rak bechinas oisius. It's like letters. Shel yordu mil mailo mailo. When islapshu lemata mata, they went up from very high and they came down low. Those are the susim. Those are the kalim. It's just the vehicle, the letters that came down from above to below. And again, everything what we have here in this world, it's not something that they really have a grasping and understanding. As opposed to Yeshaya and Yecheskel. They saw the Merkava Pnei Arya Pnei Shir. Shehein Hamshoches Hamidas. Those are the extension of the Midas Shenilkechu Mechokma, who were taken from the level of Chokma, that Chiridas Seder Hamadregas, in a way of the descent of the order of the steps, comes from the Midas, which comes from Chokma. Islapshus, Chokma Atzim Midas Chulu. Then the Chokma comes down in Midas. V'ayin mashakosu ha'hefresh ben Kabbalas ha'midas ma'aseichel. This difference between the way midas get from seichel, which Chochma dresses up in the midas, and then the way it comes down to malchus ubeina oisius, and then the level of oisius b'tivra maschil, v'yitzar chulas ha'odom b'parshas Bereshis. So this is all the descent when there's necessary to be such a descent. Just like the descent is in a level of a horse, it's also you go up in a way of a horse. Way of a horse meaning a total bittul, like Oisius, like we said, the descent of a sus is without seichel, it's Kabbalah soil, it's the level of malchus, and that's the way we also bring it up, the elevation. Mishakosu, like we say, nafshi ivisicho balaylo. When there is laila, it's dark, no beis hamikdash. My heart yearns for you. Ivisicho wants you. Pirush. Bizman she'ein beis hamikdash kayom. When there is no beis hamikdash in existence, so then nafshi ivisicho, my soul just yearns you, below tam vadas. It is without a level of understanding and reason, the b'chinas nafshi, in a way of nafshi, my soul. That is in a way of the b'chinas oisius. It doesn't have any understanding. This is the level of bittul. That's the sus. That's the level. Uksiv. But it says, Ad Meheda Yorutz Dvore, that his word runs quickly, which is Hasus Rotz Lemokoim She'eino Odom Yochol Leilach Ba'atzmei Beraglo. The sus will run to a space where a person cannot go by his feet by himself. So Kach Al Derech Moshel Ksiv, Pasuk says, "B'ha'oretz adoim ragloi." So the feet, the pedestal for the feet is the earth. The earth is the pedestal of the feet. Meaning, you need somebody. You can't walk there by yourself. From the level of oretz, from the level of your feet will not carry you from there, from the oretz, from where you are. Vasus rotz lemokim she'ein raglov masigim, and the sus will run for you. That level of alaylo nafshi v'sicha will take you from the place where you cannot walk yourself to that place. You cannot make that elevation. Udavke bizman she'ein beis hamikdash kaim. That's davke when there's no beis hamikdash. She'ein koyach beraglayim liyes pinas chayis noises umenusus chulu. There is no power in the legs to be in the level of chayis that carry and are also being carried. Azai hasus rotz lemailo mailo. Then the horse runs higher and higher. He actually runs higher than the level of Odom. Adroim hamailos, until the highest levels, the mailom b'chinas Odom sh'ala kisei. even to a level of Odom which is higher than the Kisei. Ki bechinas Odom hu Adam el Elyon. You say Odom is compared. Odom comes from Loshen Adam el Elyon. That means compared to the Elyon, but it's not the Elyon. Mashenkin Elyon Mamish, as opposed to the Elyon Mamish, and the Sus brings you to the Elyon. V'ayim ashkosim mokamach raposik atem nitzovim me'inyan pirush Elyon. V'diksiv, as the posik says, Hashem ish milchama. Hashem ish milchama. What does it mean? Hashem ish milchama. Pirush. Masha Havaye nikra b'shem ish. To call Hashem with the name of Ish, hu b'chinas milchama li'is nikra b'shem ish v'odom. This that we call Hashem an Ish v'odom, that's a war. Eibishter is higher. That's only the Adam el Elyon. Calling Hashem Ish is through milchama. It's a milchama to be called Ish v'odom. Avo be'emes, but Hashem is much higher than the level of Ish. Kiloi odom hu le'necham ksiv. Posik says that he is not a odom, higher. So the ayim hashekosum mizeh bebiur al posik zocher shem Shabbos lekatchei. Agam shehu b'chinas. So it comes out that it's only the level of oisius. So he says, Agam shehu b'chinas sus she'ein boi haskola lahasik esarechav. It's not in the level of chayis, noisis, and menusis where you are able to reach the rider. He has the level in which he can raise the rider higher and higher. And over there writes that it even runs quicker than the cherub. Ubedibra hamaschil, the kibbel haYehudim, beparshas b'shalach, ubedibra hamaschil os Yoshir, Moshe, and also ubedibra hamaschil os Shira chulu, ki goygo. Okay, the different references. Achakoyach sheyesh lebchinas sus kenal. How does the sus have the power to raise you to such a level? In iksiv loy bigvuras hasus yechpotz. It's not the gevura of the sus itself. Gvuras hasus, and now the power of the horse is loy mitzad atzmehu. It's not on his own. Loy bigvuras hasus yechpotz, because roitza Hashem as Yireyov. Hashem wants those who fear him, those who look forward for his kindness. Not through the intermediary of the sus, but to hope and receive the chesed chazdoi shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chveido ba'atzma. The hainu it is the essence of the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu that extends and evolves below. And now to bring up the level of that sus, it comes not through the power of the sus, but through the power of the Ein Sof that helps to bring up the level of the sus. What is that level that come down? That is Talov the Noktev Ba'atika Kadisha B'Shabbos. That's the dew that drips from the holy level of Atik, from the level of Atik during Shabbos. Shehu Hamshochas Oirei Sof Baruch Hu Mereish Kol Dargim Lemato, that is bringing down the blessed light of the Ein Sof from the highest level below. Litein Koyach Va'oiz La'aliyas Asus Chulu, to give the power and the strength to elevating the horse. The This is like Zebad B'Shalach in B'Dibur HaMaschil, L'Susossi, where there it says, Sheyesh Susim Nukvin, the Susim Duchrim. There are male, feminine horses and male horses, which is Sarusa de Latato, Sarusa de la Eila. Yes, Oid is Sarusa de la Eila. There's a higher level of Sarusa de la Eila. One said this is the level of Yachlim L'Chazi, the higher level. Shehem Oisias Chodim Shem Boim Shaloi Al Yidei Sarusa de Latato Klal Chulu. Those are the levels, male levels that come not through Sarusa de Latato at all. That's what he says. That's the level of Atik, as he's talking about over here. From there comes the power and the strength, so that the sus should go up a Sarusa de Latato to bring down the Sarusa de Leila. Okay. So the Susosi Berichbi Pare דימיתיך Rayosik. Connection is Pirush. Yesh Selu Mazeh Bechinasus Berichbi Pare the Klippa. Just like there is the level of Sus Berichbi Pare in Klippa, there's a horse in the carriages of Pare, and that's in Klippa. Which means that the godliness, the godly vitality is not grasped and understood to them. So that they should be in a way of subjugation. The Klippa doesn't get it. They're arrogant. They're not bottled to their spark. It's only in a surrounding way on them. That's the level of Levena Zaka in the Ketores. That's why they call him the God of the gods. So there's no bittul. They don't recognize, but they still, because of the Makiv, they say there's a kav, there's a lakah of the lakah. So we're saying kav, the misich, rayosi, parnososi. So I have equated you, rayosi, parnososi, my beloved, my supporter. She Yisrael mefarnesim, umisparnesim. That the Yidden both, they support and they also are supported. They get them. So inyan hamshochas chayis va'oirin soparuchu b'toich olmim aidea Torah mitzvahs. That means, how are they misparnesim? We get the hamshochas, drawing down of the vitality, the light of Insof in the world through Torah mitzvahs. Just as the food draws down the vitality from the mind to the other evorim, is nimshach lebchinas susosi berich bepare, that is equated to the susi berich pare shubchinas makif. That is in a way of a makif. The sus, because they don't recognize, like they thought, v'shatoro mitzvahs mylin as ha'adam ha'elyon k'mei susku. They actually also elevate the Adam Ha'elyon like a sus, so they're mefarnesim. Lifisham Torah mitzvahs ma'ilem es Adam Ha'elyon k'mei sus. They elevate. So just like the sus, they bring in a way of not understanding, in a way of makif. Because the sus represents the makif, because there's no understanding, there's no inner connection. There it says, V'hinei heichel kodesh hakadoshim v'chulu anagosei alidei hasu. V'ayin b'sefer shel beinim perik nebeis gabei u'mahu ha'elo Le'elo beichel kodshe kodshim. V'ayin ma shekosuf. Zeh soiv divra maschil. Eshab seisei tiro gabe umigdoshi tiro. Umishom yuvon ma shekosuf. There you'll understand what I wrote here. Shatoiro mitzvahs mailim k'misuschulu. They elevate like the horse. V'ayin ma shenisboyer. Le'il me'inyan eise. Shatoiro b'divra maschil l'reach shmanecha. Where do we see all this? That the Yidden are Maila, it says, K'meshekosu, Asher Yasa Oisom Odom. The person makes them up, B'chai. Then it lives, Pirush. Sha Oisim, Yasa Oisom Odom, they make Odom. Sha Oisim, Umisakne Bechinas Odom. They make and they fix Oismas Odom. They fix the Odom sheyala isala lemaila mailo the bechinas iloi Odom chulu v'dal lemeid v'ayin oid me'inyan lesusosi v'rabbeis b'shir Hashimim b'mkoimoi u'b'parshas b'shalach so parsha Chav Gimel also reish parshas reish periches u'b'zoyhar so Parshas Vayigash daf reshod Aleph Amud Beis, Parshas V'Shalach daf Mem Vav Seif Amud Beis.